Have you ever held your breath for as long as you could while swimming and then burst above the surface gasping for air? How long did you last underwater? Some animals like fish, crabs, and lobsters can breathe underwater. Other animals like whales, seals, sea otters, and turtles live all or part of their lives in the water, but can breathe underwater. Despite their inability to breathe underwater, these animals have an amazing ability to hold their breath for a long time. In this video, we're going to discuss animals that can hold their breath underwater the longest. The video is going to be amazing, so make sure you stick till the end. Before starting the video, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to never miss out on any of our videos. Number 4. Dolphin. The dolphin species has lungs that are proportionate to their bodies, just as other mammals do. However, what makes their lungs unique is how they function for dolphins. Breathing is a much more selective process for dolphins than humans, for example, as they can choose when to come up for air and breathe. Humans breathe without having to think. Dolphin lungs also feature a much larger amount of air sacs within each lung. This adds capacity and also allows them to pump oxygen more efficiently into a more selective circulation process. When dolphins swim down into the depths of the ocean for fish, they're actually holding their breath. The length of time that dolphins can hold their breath varies based on a few factors. Bottlenose dolphins, for example, can stay underwater for around 8 to 10 minutes. Dolphins don't drown when they sleep because they're able to float just beneath the surface of the water due to their bone structure and differences in their lungs from other mammals. This makes them more buoyant, and small movements of their tail's flukes propel them to the surface so they can take a breath every now and then as they sleep. Even when sleeping, a dolphin's lighter bone structure allows them to sleep just below the surface. This allows them to pop up with their tail flukes every so often whilst asleep to take in the oxygen they need. Just like other mammals, they need to breathe for their bodies to function. Instead of nostrils, dolphins have a blowhole at the top of their head. When they come to the surface for air, the blowhole opens, allowing them to breathe. When they head back under, the blowhole tightly closes under a thick layer of muscle. This prevents water from entering. Number 3. Whale. Some whales are especially impressive, with the ability to dive more than 10,000 feet deep into the ocean while searching for food. While doing so, they can hold their breaths for over an hour. Cuvier's beaked whale is one such species, and at times they can hold their breaths for much longer than that, over 2 hours. The longest ever recorded dive by a whale was made by a Cuvier's beaked whale. It lasted 222 minutes and broke the record for diving mammals. Naturally, other whale species don't fall that far behind, with sperm whales being able to hold their breaths for 90 minutes. What's impressive here is that their metabolisms are huge and they still manage to go without oxygen for so long. They do it by slowing down their heart rates while changing the direction of their blood flow towards their brains, muscles, and hearts. These are a few things that play in whales' favor when it comes to holding their breath underwater. They have a very efficient respiratory system, where their lungs can make the most out of each breath, giving them the ability to stay underwater for hours at a time. Other whales can also hold their breath for a very long time. A sperm whale can spend around 90 minutes hunting underwater before it has to come back to the surface to breathe. In 1969, a male sperm whale was killed off the coast of South Africa after surfacing from a dive lasting 117 minutes. For perspective, humans breathe around 12 to 20 times per minute when resting, but only absorbs 5% of the oxygen in a single breath. Compare this to a whale that can absorb as much as 90% of the oxygen in each breath. This means that a whale acquires much more oxygen than a human in a single breath to start with. Whales' lungs have the ability to store oxygen in a special protein found in muscles called myoglobin. They also conserve energy underwater by slowing their heart rate and limiting blood supply to only a few organs. Not only are whales gigantic animals that take our breath away every time they jump above the surface of the ocean, the fact that they take these incredibly deep and long dives while hunting for food is truly miraculous. Number 2. Beavers. Beavers are large semi-aquatic rodents in the genus Castor, native to the temperate northern hemisphere. There are 2 extant species, the North American beaver, Castor canadensis, and the Eurasian beaver, C. fiber. Beavers are the second largest living rodents after the capybaras. They have stout bodies with large heads, long chisel-like incisors, brown or gray fur, hand-like front feet, webbed back feet, and flat, scaly tails. Beavers can go as long as 15 minutes without breathing while they're underwater, National Geographic reports. Most people can hold their breaths for about 30 seconds, although some people can hold it for a minute or even two. The world record is an astonishing 24 minutes and 3 seconds, according to Smithsonian Magazine. But unlike beavers, which have an innate ability to hold their breath for up to 15 minutes, the world record holder achieved the feat with a technique known as oxygen assist, which involves breathing in pure oxygen immediately prior to extended periods of not breathing. This allows a person's lungs to be filled with pure oxygen as they begin holding their breath. As good as beavers are at staying underwater for long periods, they aren't even close to the best at it. Some aquatic and semi-aquatic mammals can stay underwater for even longer. Elephant seals, for example, can hold their breath for as long as 2 hours, according to National Geographic. The ability for aquatic and semi-aquatic mammals that dive to hold their breath for so long is due to several factors. First, when these animals dive in the water, they slow their heart rate and obviously stop breathing, but their bodies also change how blood flows, keeping it away from their extremities and instead concentrating blood flow around their brains, hearts, and muscles. National Geographic reports. More importantly, these animals have proteins called myoglobin, which binds with oxygen in their muscles. Humans have myoglobin too, but not in the quantities that aquatic mammals do. The high levels of myoglobin in their muscle tissue give beavers and other aquatic mammals a larger supply of oxygen to draw from while underwater, allowing them to stay under for longer, according to National Geographic. In diving mammals like beavers, otters, seals, and whales, myoglobin is 10 times more concentrated in muscle tissue than it is in humans. Number 1. Turtles. Turtles are divided into two major groups, the side-neck turtles and hidden-neck turtles, which differ in the way the head retracts. There are 360 living and recently extinct species of turtles, including tortoises and terrapins. They're found on most continents, some islands, and much of the ocean. Like other reptiles, birds, and mammals, they breathe air and don't lay eggs underwater. Although many species live in or around water, genetic evidence typically places them in close relation to crocodilians and birds. Many turtle species hibernate on the bottoms of frozen lakes. This is how they spend their winters, and they don't use their lungs at all while doing so. However, while they're doing this, they're using small amounts of oxygen. This process is called cloacal respiration, and while using it, the turtles actually breathe through their butts. As funny as it may seem, it's true. And they use that part of their bodies because it's, well, vascularized, meaning it has a lot of blood vessels. On the other hand, sea turtles don't use this method of surviving, but they can hold their breaths for insane amounts of times. Most notably, loggerhead turtles usually stay underwater for a little under an hour in a single dive. However, they can stay there for more than 10 hours and sustain themselves completely if they're not in any type of danger. How are they able to do this? Because turtles are ectotherms. Let us know your opinion in the comment section below. This was all for today. Hope you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Stay safe, and we will be back with you in another video.